2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around 3 o'clock, 2 night, right, right, down. Join me high. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around 3 o'clock, 2 night. We're gonna rock, 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 till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Now when the clock strikes 2, 3, and 4, if the man goes down, we'll go some more. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, 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 till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. We've been through some things together, with trunks of memories still to come. We found things to do in stormy weather. Long may you run. Long may you run. Long may you run. All of these changes have come. With your crown light shining in the sun. Long may you run.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pussycat that I love you. Yes, I do. You and your pussycat knows. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Ted, could you explain that photograph to us?
Well, I think this is the Copeland Coolets. Miss Copeland's English class, homeroom. And I think this was our entry into the talent show. And all these guys decided to go in drag, put on a style show. We needed music. So Charlie Kofi on the drums, David Bartlett on the trumpet, myself on the trombone, we were the band. We tried to play slinky stripper type music. Of course, we were young and dumb. We didn't really know what that sounded like, but we made up stuff. And then we thought it'd be cute that when it was all over that we'd stand up when we got introduced behind the bandstand and we'd be in our skivvies. We thought that was pretty clever. I'm not sure who came up with all these ideas, but at the time we thought this was pretty cute and clever. Now looking at it, what a bunch of idiots.
So Ben, how have you changed?
Charlie, I'm fat, slow, trying to remember somebody's name and looking for a bathroom.
There was a guy in the 9th grade named Dale Parkey who was a real tough guy, had that reputation, and kind of like Fonzie on Happy Days. But he was bigger and meaner than Fonzie. Anyway, he had this reputation. I was going home one day from school with a couple of friends of mine who were in the 8th grade, David Kirkman and Eugene Fleener. And while we were going home, I related to them something that I said had happened earlier that day. I don't recall exactly the details of what I told them, but the gist of it was I'd had a run-in with Dale Parkey, and I'd faced him down. When I went to school, at that time we would usually go into the gymnasium before classes and play basketball or volleyball and wait for classes to start. So I went in the gym the next morning, and I see David Kirkman and Eugene Fleener walking toward me and with big smiles on their faces. And they've got Dale Parkey with them. And, well, I don't remember exactly what he said. I don't think he had to say anything, really. I don't really remember what I said, except I think I apologized profusely for what I had said had happened. And anyway, I emerged unscathed.
Ben, how are you the same?
I still don't smile enough, and I'm boring.
A little bit about why I've changed over the years. After all, it's been 50 years. We all know that when I was at Edison, I was kind of known as the class clown, the cut-up, the guy that kind of just screwed off, really did anything to get a laugh. That kind of carried over into college, too. I would absolutely do anything to get a laugh. I did a lot of things I probably shouldn't have done. But since I've left high school and college, a lot of things have happened to me, and I got a lot more serious. When I left college, I went to Vietnam for a year, came back, got married, had 3 kids, ended up being a stockbroker. They now call us financial advisors. So my life really got more serious. I had colon cancer about 10, 12 years ago. I had a hip replacement. So obviously things are a lot more serious now. And I take things a lot more serious. I don't do anything anymore to get a laugh. Period.
Well, Ben, what was your best memory?
Oh, the girls, of course.
This is Snoopy. Duke Solei's over there with Mookie, and he and I used to skip assemblies. We'd go down to Brookside Billiards and shoot a couple games instead of going to assembly. But the important thing is the dangling participle. It was really important back in 1960, and it's been 50 years since I've heard anything about it. I'd like to know if it's still important, or has anything to do with anything.
This is my workstation, and every day when I come here to sit down to create, I bring with me the experiences and the inspiration that I received back in those great old days at Edison from coaches who taught me about team playing, and teachers who taught me about academics and analyzing things, all the wonderful skills that we were given there at Edison to help us through our lives. And this is where I've ended up, is using a computer to create. And I remember Mrs. Johnson, who was the art teacher, who would tell you whatever you did, it didn't matter, whatever you did, she liked it. She loved it. She thought it was wonderful. You could just scribble, and she would say, "Oh, that's very nice." And she had, I'm not ridiculing her. That's just the way she talked. But I did something that she didn't like once, and without going into the details of it, it was maybe a little too realistic for her, because it was a little out of scale. It had to do with the male organ, and that she didn't like. She didn't like that. That was the one time that I left it there on the table in class when we left class, and for her to see, and she saw it, and she didn't say that. "That's very nice." She didn't say that. As I recall, that cost me 3 swats. That was the maximum. 3 swats from Mr. Kubik, I think it was. Whatever. I remember that even some of my accomplices who had nothing to do with it, I think one of them was Cat Baxter, and I don't know, a few others, they also got swats just by their association with me. So I guess at this point in time I should say, sorry about that. But you know, artists will be artists.
Some of us decided to start a school paper. It was the No Side Times. No Side is Edison spelled backward. The only things we had in common were that none of us knew anything about journalism in general or school papers in particular. To show how serious the paper was going to be, we had a picture of Duke Souley and me on the front page. The caption was, "Who knows what the noses know?" As it turned out, we didn't know very much.
We had a picture nose to nose, and I think the caption said something like, "Who knows what the nose knows?" But I did not want to do that. I was vehemently against it. And there was one girl in our class that made me do it. It really upset me, but she made me do this. She said, "If you don't take this picture and do this, I'm going to make you do it to me. Do it to me." And I was appalled. I mean, I was a virgin. I was not sexual experienced. I wanted to save myself until I got married. I had no experience in this at all, and I was really, really upset about it. I've never talked about this publicly at all before. But I'm ready to say who this person was that forced me to take this picture if I didn't do it with her. and it was Nancy Stone. At least, I think it was Nancy Stone. I'm forgetting a little bit. I think it was Nancy Stone, or maybe it was Jerry Light.
So Ben, what do you know now that you wish you'd known then?
How to talk to the girls.
Well, the best thing about being at Edison was the quality of friends I made there. All my girlfriends, we were all in the same Girl Scout troop together, and we did a lot of things. We learned a lot of things. We had a lot of fun. I would say that being at Edison wasn't just great for your self-esteem, but that comes a little later.
Well, I'm not sure I learned much, but I sure met the best people, and I agree with Jim Sellers that we had the best class.
But I did learn a lot from Mr. Bondi. I got in there for squats every week. Of course, Jim Sellers, always got my squats from him, and I think it was well deserved. I earned each squat.
Well, it's a nice try. I'm amazed that I can get anything out of this poor old horn. It's lost its pants, it's lost its shine, and the reed is very old, but I still have a few notes left in me. That's not going to work, but maybe my formal from one of the Southern balls will still go to the Saturday night party. Well, that's pretty spiffy looking now. So let's see. Oh my. Well, I feel the same inside, but obviously it's changed a lot in shape. So that's going to have to go by the wayside too. It's great to think about the old days. The shapes are different, the pads are a little worn out, but the spirit is still willing.